Look at this, this is me. But I didn't film this today. We are back again with the HeyGen team. So as you guys know, when I do these recordings, I am really clueless on what I'm saying, but the goal is to look precise, look professional, and keep my body still, which I did notice there was a lot of rocking happening at that moment. What's cool is that I'll probably have a new background, a new outfit, and perhaps a new hairdo. And if your body just did that tiny I don't know reaction, good. That means you still have standards. Because the problem isn't that AI avatars exist. The problem is that most people use them with zero taste, zero discipline, zero identity. So this is not a gimmick tutorial, this is a system. I'm gonna show you how to build a HeyGen avatar workflow that looks human, sounds human, and still feels like you. And I'm gonna show you exactly why most avatars fail. Quick check, if you're a creator, an educator, or an entrepreneur, and you're tired of your best ideas dying because you don't have time to film, you're in the right place. Here's the truth. Most AI avatars fail for one reason. People demand premium output from mediocre input. Bad lighting, choppy footage, messy audio, no pauses, no emotional intention. Then they blame the tool, but the tool is trained on what you gave it. Let me say it the clean way. If you show up tired, the avatar will feel tired. If you show up rushed, the avatar will sound rushed. If you show up robotic, congratulations, you built a robot. So my standard is simple. I don't use AI to replace myself. I use AI to multiply my presence without burning out. The goal is not to become artificial. The goal is to make your real voice more available. This is for you if you're building something that requires trust, a channel, a course, a business, a team, and you have a problem that most people don't admit out loud. You can't be on camera every time your brain has something valuable to say. So we build a system, output becomes consistent, identity stays intact, and your energy stops being the bottleneck. Now we make the first big decision, photo avatar or video avatar. Photo is for speed, video is for authority. Photo to video is amazing when you need fast tests, drafts, short clips, iterations. But if you want a digital twin that carries your body language, your rhythm, your presence, if you want your audience to feel this is real, you have to build it like it matters. One avatar and multiple identities. Let me show you something most people completely underestimate. This right here is one avatar, but look at how many different versions of this same identity I've created. You're looking at different outfits, and you have different backgrounds, different energy, different context, same person. HeyGen is not just giving you an avatar, it's giving you control over how that avatar shows up. You can switch clothing depending on the message, change backgrounds to match your environment, even adjust the overall aesthetic depending on your audience. You can go from professional, easily transition into a casual and relaxed look, move on to a more instructional and authoritative tone, and finally land on a sleek conversational style without ever having to re-record yourself. And if you're creating content consistently, that matters, because now your visual identity can evolve without slowing down your production. Now here's where it gets even more strategic. Let's say you have a specific look in mind, you're not guessing. You can actually go into an AI assistant, upload an image, and have it break down exactly what you're looking at. The clothing, the style, the colors, the textures, the overall vibe. Then you take that description, might bring it back into HeyGen, and recreate that look intentionally. So now you're not just clicking options, you're designing your presence. That's a completely different level of control. And once you understand this, you stop thinking in terms of avatars, and you start thinking in terms of scenes and identity positioning, because the same avatar can show up as an educator, a speaker, a storyteller, a coach, a narrator, just based on how you style it. And this is where most people miss the opportunity. They create one version and they stay there. But the real advantage is in variation, testing different looks, testing different tones, seeing what resonates, because your audience doesn't just respond to what you say. They respond to how you show up. And now you have the ability to control that at scale. Now listen, this part decides whether your avatar looks premium or looks like a fake training footage. Rule 1, light yourself like someone worth listening to. Even lighting, no harsh shadows, no flicker. Rule 2, quiet room, no echo, no chaos. Rule 3, continuous footage, no edits, no cuts, because your avatar performs the way you perform. Rule 4, eye contact. Look at the lens, not at your screen, not around the room. Rule 5, controlled movement, natural, calm delivery, not stiff, not extra. And yes, use pauses, closed lips between sentences, because that human breathing moment is part of what makes this feel real. Now the safety piece. When HeyGen asks you for a consent video, do it properly. This is not red tape. This is the anti-impersonation standard. If you're cloning yourself, verify yourself. If you're using someone else, get explicit permission. Now, not later. Now let me give you something that most tutorials will never tell you. And this part matters more than your lighting, more than your camera, more than your setup. Emotional intent. Because when you record your avatar, you're not just training the system on how you look, you're training it on how you feel. And this is where people get it wrong. They sit down, they read the script, they rush through it, and then they wonder why their avatar feels flat. It's not the technology, it's the energy. So here's what I want you to do. Don't just record the script. Imagine you're talking to a friend who is struggling, who is trying to figure this out, who is failing and needs clarity, and speak to them. Because that care in your voice, that patience, that intention, that is what the AI clones. Not just your tone, not just your words, but your presence. And when you get that part right, your avatar doesn't just look like you, it feels like you. And that's the difference between content people scroll past and content people actually connect with. Now the second realism switch, voice. People will forgive slightly imperfect video. They will not forgive dead audio. Bad audio makes you feel fake even when the face looks good. So here's the rule. Get the mic close and stay consistent. All right, now I'll walk you through the build. Step 1, decide your build lane. Avatar Unlimited is fast, but it's basically lip sync only. Avatar Digital Twin is the realism. If your content is trying to build authority, don't publish from the cheapest realism setting and then wonder why people don't trust it. Building with the video agent. Now this is where things start to shift from just creating an avatar to actually building a full video system. What you're looking at right now is the video agent. And the first thing I want you to notice is this. Your avatar is already placed. Now you're deciding how you want to show up. This is one of the newer features inside HeyGen, the styles, and this is where things get creative. This first one, retro. This gives you that nostalgic, slightly analog feel. It's great if you want something that feels timeless or slightly throwback, but still clean. Tech. This leans more futuristic. You'll notice sharper visuals, more digital influence. This works well for AI content, innovation, anything forward-thinking. Artist. Now this one softens things. It feels more expressive, a little more creative, less rigid. If your content is storytelling or emotionally driven, this can shift the tone instantly. Pop culture, this is more energetic, more current, more attention-grabbing. If you're trying to hook people quickly or lean into trends, this is where you play. Print. This feels structured, almost editorial, like something you would see in a magazine or a designed layout. Very clean, very intentional. Handmade. This one is more organic, less polished on purpose. It feels human. And sometimes that's exactly what you need to balance out AI. And then cinematic. This is where things feel elevated, lighting, framing, tone. Everything feels a little more premium. If you want your content to feel like a production, this is the direction. Now let's move over here to media. So if you're building consistently, your content starts to live here. Your clips, your visuals, your supporting material, everything becomes reusable. Now this next section is important. This is the knowledge tab, and this is where the video agent starts to feel less like a tool and more like a collaborator. Inside the knowledge hub, you can give the system context, information, background, specific details you want it to understand before it generates anything. So instead of starting from zero every time, you're building a base of intelligence. Now think about what that means. If you're creating content in a specific niche, or you have a certain way you explain things, you can train the system to stay aligned with that. So now it's not just generating content, it's generating content that sounds more like you. Now let's go a step further. This is the brand system, and this is a big one because now you can actually upload your brand elements, your logo, your colors, your visual identity, and the video agent will start using that automatically across scenes. So instead of manually trying to match everything every time, your brand becomes embedded into the system. That's how you get consistency without extra effort. Now, right here under Uploads, this is where I've added my own assets. And this is important because I even uploaded a screen recording of myself creating this video. Different looks, different backgrounds, different styles. So now the system can reference that. It can pull from it. It can build around it. And this is how you start creating a loop where your content feeds your system and your system helps you create more content. Now let's talk about voice. This is where you can either use your own voice, refine your voice, or select from HeyGen's voice library. And I want to be very clear here, voice matters a lot. You can have a great visual, but if the voice feels off, people disconnect immediately. So this is where you take your time, you test, you refine, you listen closely, because this is what carries your message. Now over here, you'll see prompt ideas. And this is helpful, especially if you're getting started. The video agent can actually guide you, suggest structures, help you think through what you're trying to create. But as you get more advanced, this becomes less about using prompts and more about directing the system. Now, right here, you can control your video length. So you're not just creating randomly, you're being intentional. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You decide. You can also switch between portrait and landscape. So whether you're creating for short form or long form, you're already thinking about where the content is going. And then there's incognito mode. This allows you to turn memory on or off. So if you want the system to remember your past sessions, your preferences, your style, you leave it on. If you want a clean slate, no memory, no carryover, you turn it off. That gives you control over how personalized or how neutral the system behaves. And finally, this is where everything comes together. You can chat with the video agent, plan your video step by step, refine your ideas, build it out intentionally, or you can generate. And let the system take everything you've set up and turn it into a complete video. You're no longer just creating videos, you're building a system that understands how you create. Most people will stop at creating an avatar, but the real advantage is learning how to direct the system behind it. Raw output is not the product, raw output is ingredients. If you publish ingredients, you look replaceable. If you publish a finished dish, you look premium. Now, script formatting, short sentences, one idea per line, write the way a human speaks. Add pauses where a human would breathe, preview the voice, fix pronunciation when needed. And if your delivery still feels flat, use voice mirroring or voice director to steer tone and pacing, depending on what your account supports. One message, multiple languages, without refilming your life away. Here are the mistakes that make avatars look cheap: bad audio, bad lighting, choppy footage, no pauses, publishing drafts as finals. And the biggest one, trying to hide behind AI instead of clarifying your message. Now, creators, use your twin to scale consistency. Intros, explainers, series, repurposed clips. Educators, create training libraries and multilingual lessons that don't depend on your daily energy. Entrepreneurs, onboarding videos, sales demos, internal updates, fast. This strategy saved me 15 hours per week and increased my output significantly. AI is not your identity. AI is your amplifier. Used badly, it makes you generic. Used well, it makes your best thinking more available. So don't build a clone, build a standard. If you're serious about using HeyGen the right way and building an avatar that actually feels like you, subscribe now because I'm breaking this down step by step on this channel. And if you want the off-algorithm drops, tools, and updates that I don't always share publicly, get on my free email list. Bonus tip, prompts that compound your results. Go back to your old videos, not just to watch them, but to study what actually worked. Go back, copy that prompt, and reuse it. Because what you're really building here is not just videos, you're building a prompt library. Let me show you an example of what that can look like. This is a prompt I've used. Create B-roll to match this section of my script. Create a long-form video up to 10 minutes. Use emotion-driven B-roll. Cut scenes every 5 to 7 seconds. Use motion graphics and animation. Leverage motion graphics as overlays to explain key concepts. Use motion graphics for checklists and key points. Incorporate abstract scientific illustrations as B-roll. Use diagrams and visualizations for neuroscience explanations. Use fade-through transitions for B-roll. Combine talking avatar with multiple frames and dynamic visuals. Add charts and illustrations. Include motion graphics for statistics. Use slow, elegant transitions. Add chapter breaks. Use the script provided to bring the video to life. Now notice something. Inside HeyGen, you also have prompt ideas built in. You can take those prompt ideas, use them as a base, then layer in your own direction on top. And this is where things start to compound. Because over time, you'll have your best performing prompts. Every new video becomes easier to build, but stronger in execution. Stop thinking in terms of, what prompt do I use today? And start thinking in terms of, what system am I building that I can reuse tomorrow? Because once you get that part right, the video agent stops feeling like a tool and starts operating like a creative partner. Most people experiment with prompts. Very few people document and reuse them. The ones who do are the ones who scale faster.